Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. We're back on Sellers 2020. So today is day 2 with wow, I think about 50 participants today. And then with me is Mr. Thomas Mason Lim. Hi Mr. Thomas.
Hi everyone.
Hello
Hi
everyone.
Nisham.
Yeah, before we start,
Hi.
can all of us just on the video so that we can see each other, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, just on the video, but not the mic. All right, so before we start, I'm going to introduce our speaker today. It's Mr. Thomas Mason Lim. Thomas Mason having 2 years of experience as an English teacher from SK Kampong Baru, Bintulu, Sarawak. And he was presenting the Sellers 2019 program last year and achieved Gold Award in International Invention and Innovative Competition 2020. So, without further ado, I present to you Mr. Thomas Mason Lim.
Without
The
further
Zoom is
ado.
yours.
So welcome to my sharing session for today. It's called Powerful Sentences with PowerPuzz. It's actually an innovation which I created along with my friend Darrel Wong. Cikgu Darrel is actually also a presenter for Sellers 2020. However, he is currently in another session with Cikgu Diana at this very moment. So therefore, for today, I'll be presenting alone. A little bit of housekeeping before we begin. I would really love it if you can all turn on your camera. That would make me feel more motivated to speak. And also, please turn off or mute your microphone because that will avoid interruptions. If you have any questions along the way, please do write them down in the chat box. I will answer accordingly later. And you can also use a raise hand button, something like what the other teacher used just now. As we are doing this virtually, I would really appreciate it if you can forgive me if there's some internet connection problems along the way. Yeah, for this session, it is best if you can use your laptop or your computer. Do not use your phone because we need your phone to scan the QR code later on. There'll be a quiz session where we will be playing some games and there are prizes for the winners. So yeah, you want to keep an eye out on that. Before I end this housekeeping session, I would like to say that I need your full support. Keep your mic off, keep your camera on, and yeah, I will appreciate your cooperation. And last but not least, relax and enjoy the show. And maybe if you're lucky, you can earn some money as well. Right? Okay. So just a little bit of introduction for myself. My name is Thomas Mason Lim Beng An. I am from Kuching, Sarawak. I major in the teaching of English as a second language, and my minor is music education for primary school pupils. I'm currently teaching in SK Kampung Baru, Bintulu, and I'm also currently in the second year of service. In 2019, I presented in Sellers as well, where I brought my talks clock. It's also an innovation which I really, really love. It focused on the teaching and learning of auxiliary verbs. Shout out to SMK Lundu and also SK Roban for bringing this tool to their school. And I'm not sure if they are here today, but yeah, I really appreciate that. So yeah, a little bit of introduction for my partner, Darrel Wong Liza. He is a teacher in SK Limpaki Limbang. He is also an English language teacher. This year, he received the McDonald's Anugerah Guru Inspirasi Award, where he received money and recognition for everything he did. He is very active in creating YouTube videos. And if you're interested, you can go to YouTube and search up his name, Cikgu Darrel, and watch his videos. He makes videos every day, very interesting ones. So yeah, moving on. If you're wondering what is PowerPuzz, it is actually an innovation, which I will introduce later. And you might be confused. Maybe some of you signed up for the quizzes slot, which was on the Google form. But just for information, there was some mix up in the beginning where the title was quizzes, and then some people got PowerPuzz, and that's why you are all put here together today. So yeah, do not worry because we will still use quizzes later. So be ready for that. Yeah. What is PowerPuzz? Before we begin, just take one moment to think. As we are all teachers, right? Just take 1 second to ponder upon this question. Can your students construct sentences correctly? As in, like, do they put the parts of speech first correctly or the later ones correctly? Is it always correct? For this, I will launch a poll and I need you to click yes or no. Okay, so, all right. So there's a poll over here. Just click yes or no to answer the question just now. All right, so the results we have here is 96% of you today say that your students are not able to construct sentences correctly. And 2 teachers say their students are able to, and good job on that. Therefore, I'll end this first. During this session, we will look at a teaching tool, which incorporates ICT and also games to help students write sentences correctly. Yeah. All right, moving on. A little bit of introduction. As I believe most of us are all English language teachers here, we all understand the fact that English is the most common lingua franca, isn't it? And no matter where you go in the world, people will communicate with you using the English language, right? And in the entire world, there are many courses where we can take in order to learn the language. For example, ESL, EFL, EAL, and also ESOL, right? And English language is accepted as a very important language for interaction, including in local stages, regional levels, national levels, and also international levels, isn't it? If you go to China, if you are not a speaker of the Mandarin or Chinese language, then they'll obviously communicate with you in English, isn't it? So yeah, that is just accepted worldwide. And the language in Malaysia is also very important in the aspect of employability and competency development. When you teach your students, I believe that it is very important for us to keep in mind that we are preparing them to survive well in the future when they enter the workforce later on. Because if they are not able to communicate properly, then what is the point of learning the language, isn't it? There's no point in just blind every day without any aim in mind, right? Yeah, the English language in Malaysia. Let's make our scope smaller. I see many chats. Hold on. Am I getting questions? Hello? Chat. I cannot see the chat. Oh, never mind. I'll entertain it later. All right. So based on the aspirations of the Malaysia Ministry of Education, Malaysians are all expected to be able to communicate well using the English language. Imagine not being able to communicate even using the basic language skills, then I think that is a huge problem, and that is something that we need to solve. So as you all know, there are 4 skills in the language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the MOE is taking various steps, right, to help improve the level of proficiency among students. For example, in Sarawak 2020, the dual language program was made compulsory for every school, isn't it? And I actually really love that, because my students, they were able to use English in a wider platform, and they get to improve their skills much at a faster rate. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. And the next one, all these steps is because the government or the ministry aims to produce pupils who can communicate effectively. Again, as I've mentioned earlier, we want to produce a future generation of the younger generations who can communicate effectively. Keep in mind all of these important points. So aside from all of these skills which I mentioned earlier, where we say we want to focus on reading, listening, speaking, in our opinion, my opinion and Darrel's opinion, we wanted to make sure that our students can write well. So let's look at the writing skill. Okay, writing is one of the more important skills compared to the others, because it acts as a tool of creation for learners to express their ideas. Take for example, ladies and gentlemen, a student who is not able to speak well, who is shy, who is not confident in their skills. These people might only have the writing skills to express their thoughts, isn't it? If they are not able to put their thoughts into words orally, they can write it down. So equipping them with this kind of skill is really a huge stepping stone for them to grow as a human and to be better communicators in their daily lives. And writing plays a huge role in one's ability to improve their level of proficiency. For example, we go for exams in school. If they are not able to answer questions from reading comprehension, they are not able to construct proper sentences, then they lose marks. Then they wouldn't be able to improve their level of proficiency. As we all know, English is not only used in the subject itself, the English language subject. It is also used in mathematics. It is also used in science. Therefore, if they are not able to answer science questions properly, then how would they gain marks? Am I right? So when they don't get marks, they don't improve, and then they wouldn't be ready to survive in this fast-paced world which we are living in now. Yeah. And writing is also able to produce people who are able to understand different English language materials for information and enjoyment. Just for information, give you a heads up, this research was conducted on year 4 pupils, and the reason why we conducted on year 4 pupils was because we want them to be ready to write essays, to write sentences correctly, as that is the first year that they actually, construct essays, isn't it? And last but not least, writing is necessary for an individual to express their thoughts. As I have mentioned earlier, they need the writing skill because sometimes they might be shy. They want to say something. They'll be like, oh, I don't like this subject, for example, but they don't need to say it out. They can write it on a piece of paper. For example, we had the parking lot system, isn't it? That's where the pupils can use their writing skill to express what they want to say, what has been kept in their mind and heart for a long time, isn't it? So when they have that freedom, that independence to express their thoughts, then that helps them to learn effectively. So what is the problem here? The problem for this research, let's look at the writing skill again. It consists of various levels of development. We all know it begins with ABC. After ABC, we learn vocabularies, we learn phrases. After phrases, we construct sentences. However, knowing so many words, knowing so many phrases, there is no point in that if they are not able to construct proper sentences. So now, writing should never be taken lightly, ladies and gentlemen. Do not ever take writing as something which you can put aside. Sometimes in school, I'm not pointing fingers, but teachers sometimes just focus on, answering questions, reading. And that's not right. We need to teach them to write, isn't it? And the problem for this situation is that many pupils are not able to construct sentences with correct structures. All right. As I mentioned earlier, they are not able to form logical connections between what is written and also what they intend to convey to their readers. Yeah. So this is the problem statement. They always face problems in writing sentences. They have the idea, but they're not able to put them in words on paper. All right. And this problem of not being able to construct proper sentences with the correct structures does not only happen to those of lower level proficiency. Yeah, it also happens to those of high level English language proficiency as well. For example, they can speak so well, hoo-ha, with accent and slangs and whatnot, but when it comes to writing, out the window, so like terrible lah. And then so the main problem here would be their results deteriorate, their academic performances go down the drain, and that's something which we believe is a huge problem because it will demotivate them to learn the language. So in the primary 4 English language DSKP, the document standard curriculum dan pentadsiran, the aim of teaching writing to pupils is that we need to help them communicate meaning, information, and also describe people and things through an organized method of writing. So that is what we put our mind into, and we wanted to find a solution to help that. And pupils are expected to be able to produce a plan or draft a paragraph for a familiar topic. And in relation to this, we, the researchers, Darrel and I, we realized that in order to achieve this objective, to realize the aspirations of the Ministry of Education, the pupils would obviously have to know how to construct sentences correctly based on the sentence structures. We all know the sentence structures, right? SVO, SVOO, SVOC, and SVC, and etc. So we look at that later. Don't worry. Therefore, we decided to create PowerPuzz. All right. So this is actually just the basic layout of what we came up with. We created a PowerPuzz for a project for our class. We are doing our masters together as of now. And this is actually our draft in the beginning where we wrote the theories. We also had what the problem which we focused on, and also, yeah, like the procedure and whatnot. This is actually basically what the foundation of this entire project was on. All right. And what is the PowerPuzz game, ladies and gentlemen? It is a game. The reason why we wanted to use a game is because we believe games can attract pupils' attention. Games can help them remember. Games can help them learn in a fun manner. The main point here is fun. We do not believe in old conventional chalk and talk methods to be used all the time. They can be used, but if you constantly use it in every lesson, then that would be of no use, isn't it? And we also incorporated ICT. The usage of ICT, as we all know, is so common these days, and it has reached a level where students, they are no longer interested in learning through books only. Even their textbooks have to be in PDF format to make sure that they, oh, I want to learn this. If you just give them some rotten textbook, which has been used over the years, there's no effect because they wouldn't be interested in reading old conventional books. In the PowerPuzz game itself, we actually incorporated PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, to help them, to create the tool. Yeah, and fun learning. Keep in mind that teachers, fun learning is the key point to every session you do or you conduct in class. Like if you're not able to make the lesson entertaining, make the lesson fun, then I guess there's no, there wouldn't be much effect in the lesson. No matter what you teach, mathematics has to be fun, English has to be fun, science has to be fun. So fun, fun, fun. And this is also one of the things that we kept in mind while we were creating the PowerPuzz game. And yep, as a conclusion for this part, the PowerPuzz game is a game-based learning tool to help pupils recognize the various sentence structures, which are SVO, SVC, SVOO, and SVOC. Okay, the PowerPuzz game. So if you want to know, is actually using the PowerPoint software. It is a modern touch to the learning of sentence structures. It can be used on the laptop. It can be used on the computer. It can be used on a cell phone, and it can be used on tablets. We created in the sense that we don't want to only focus on online materials. You know, like there are people in the rural areas, they don't have internet connection. Therefore, the PowerPuzz game can be used by the students even at home without the internet. And that's the goal, right? And it aims to help pupils remember which part of the sentence or which part of speech should be first, second, and third. Sometimes there are students who put the subjects at the back, and that is wrong. Sometimes they put the object in front, and that's also wrong. All right, so yeah, that's something which we wanted to overcome. And the incorporation of quizzes comes towards the at the end of the implementation of the PowerPuzz game, where they would go through a series of quizzes to test their understanding and recall what they have already learned in the PowerPuzz game. Yeah. And the reason why we incorporated ICT was because we wanted them to feel motivated to learn. You see, even though if they did not really focus while playing the PowerPuzz game, when they want to win, they will eventually do better. They will want to get number one. And the only way to be number one is by remembering what they have learned. As easy as that. So yeah, ICT-based technologies, it could be something which many teachers find troublesome to use these days because like, technology takes so much time. Where's my internet quota to create this and that? And the students don't appreciate it. I understand that. But we as teachers, we need to do it because that's our role in order to create a learning situation or a learning environment which caters to the students' needs. And we have to remember the main goal as a teacher is for the pupils. It's not for ourselves. We can go through some hard times sometimes, but at the end of the day, when the students can learn and they can be successful, the credit goes to us as well, isn't it? So yeah, ICT based is obviously the way to go. And the usage of games, it helps to facilitate the pupils' learning activities in the classroom. We are all used to this term these days where teachers are only facilitators, isn't it? And that is so true because students nowadays, they don't want to hear you babble all day long. Blah, 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 blah. No, they want to learn on their own. They want to be independent. Having the autonomy to choose what they are doing, choose what they want to learn, the way they want to learn is the key for them to be successful in achieving the learning objectives. And you see, gamified learning, it has been proven to have massive potentials in enhancing learners' motivation. Yeah. There can be times where we feel like, oh, we can just give on paper quizzes and they'll be like, oh, okay, I can answer this, get these marks, this, da. But when you use platforms like quizzes or Kahoot or anything else, something like that, it just gives them one step higher of motivation and excitement to participate in your teaching and learning sessions. Playing educational games, it also provides a chance for learners to have more positive and encouraging learning environment, as I've mentioned earlier. All right, so now I will bring you through the PowerPuzz game and I'll show you what is in the PowerPuzz game. Hold on, yeah, I'll stop sharing the screen.
Click on the options to proceed.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to PowerPuzz. I'm Mr. Darrel, and today in this video, I'm going to teach you one sentence pattern, which is SVO. Now, what does SVO mean? S, it means that it is a subject, whereby for V is called verb, and last but not least, for O is called object. If you try to imagine a sentence right in front of you and is divided into three parts, mainly as subject, verb, and object, what are those examples of S, V, and O? If we try to discuss this slightly more detailed. S
All right, So what you have seen just now is actually the first few pages of the PowerPuzz app itself. Over here, as you can see, this is the menu and also instructions for pupils on how to use the PowerPuzz game. So what would they have to do is they will have to watch an e-learning video before they proceed to every new set. As you can see just now, that was Darrel, where he was explaining about SVO, subject, verb, and object. And then they will have to choose the sets, okay? And then for every section, there is A, B, or C. An example of a page of, or the interface of the PowerPuzz game would be like this. They'll have to see the shape over here. As you can see, there are shapes of the puzzles. That's where the word puzz comes from, the puzzle word in the PowerPuzz game. Yeah, and they'll have to match the puzzle into which one would be the correct answer. So as you can see just now, I chose A and it was wrong. And they'll have to choose C, then they get it right. So they'll go through all of the questions, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5, and question 6. After every answer which they get correct, they will have to write the sentences down. And through repetition, through repetitive practices, they'll be able to remember. We believe in the process of remembering, where constantly practicing, practice makes perfect, isn't it? So yeah. And then they'll move on to SVOO, subject, verb, object, and then another object. Jane gave John a present would be the correct answer. And this goes on for the next one as well. And the last one, SVOC. Okay, and then yeah, later on they were enriched with the quizzes, games, and etc. All right, so let's go back to the PowerPoint sharing from earlier. All right, some of you might be interested to know about how effective was the PowerPuzz game, isn't it? So we have the results for you. We collected data using 3 data collection methods: pre-test, post-test, and also a survey questionnaire. The survey questionnaire was basically used to see how interested they were or how fascinating was the PowerPuzz game for them, yeah? And the pre-test and post-test results are as you can see over here, where in the pre-test, none of the pupils got A. Many of them got B, many of them got C, and most of them got E. So after the implementation of the PowerPuzz game over a period of 6 weeks, they were able to improve. And as you can see in the post-test, they were able to get 100, got A, and only a few of them got B. None of them got C, D, and E. So yeah, it just shows us that it is effective, and gamified learning is important, is effective, ICT is effective, and the PowerPuzz game is effective. Yeah, and from the survey questionnaire, we can see that 37% of the pupils who participated had fun. They were able to help their friends. This was actually part of the 4 C's and 1 V. If you don't know, they are creative, collaborative, critical thinking, and also collaborative with each other. And then we also have value. So we wanted them to collaborate with each other, help each other. And yeah, they were able to help each other here. So for the third one, they can now construct sentences correctly. 40 of them agreed on this. So that just tells us that the game really helped them to achieve the objectives. Yeah, and they can also remember the sentence structures. And yeah, they are interested to play the PowerPuzz game again. See? All right, so also if you would like to know the theories behind the creation, we actually incorporated Garnier's conditions of learning. We fulfilled the 9 instructional events under this theory. We kept in mind that if we wanted to create something new, we must gain the pupils' attention. As teachers, I think that if the pupils are not interested in whatever you're doing in the first place, that just means that there's no point of going further. We must come up with something new, come up with something that will interest them. If they're not interested to learn, then there's no point, right? And then we wanted to inform learners of the objective. This is done through the video, and this is actually the reason why we wanted to put an introduction video in the beginning of each session or of each section in the PowerPuzz game itself. And then we also wanted to stimulate or recall their prior learning, where we wanted to see which level they were at. Therefore, we did the pre-test. And then we also wanted to present a stimulus. Therefore, we introduced the PowerPuzz game. And then we provided learning guidance. Again, it's the video. And then we also wanted to get their response, that is through the quizzes game. We got their feedback through the quizzes game. And then we wanted to assess the performance. We assessed the performance from the post-test. And we enhance their retention and transfer through continuous practice. Yeah. All right. So we also incorporated Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, where we focused mainly on intrapersonal intelligence. So the implementation of the quizzes game, as I've mentioned earlier, becomes a source of motivation for them to learn better. It became a source for them to want to win. And in order to win, they can only win by remembering. How to remember? They learn. So it motivates them to do better. Yeah. So I'm not trying to say that, oh, the PowerPuzz game is the only way to teach sentence structures, but it is a good tool. It is one of the more effective teaching aids to help teach the sentence structures. Yeah. The first strength of the PowerPuzz game is that it enhances the sentence construction skills among learners. It is effective. You know, participants, as you can see just now, they showed significant improvements in their results from the pre-test and the post-test. They improved, isn't it? And then embedment, we wanted to embed that the sentence structures in their brain. So no matter where they go later, they can just construct sentences correctly. It can also be not only in written form, but also orally, isn't it? And then we also want to say that it is also a good tool because it is a form of game. They will be able to play fantastic colors that are included, fantastic sounds are included, and yeah, if they get it wrong, there's a sound effect as well. All these things, which might seem very tiny, insignificant to us as adults, are actually intriguing, exciting for the pupils, especially young learners. When they see colors, they'll be like, oh wow. When they hear sounds, they'll be like, oh wow, so fantastic. And they want to learn more, and they will help them receive whatever they're learning in a much effective way. Yeah. And then also memory. When they play the PowerPuzz game, they are able to remember better. Of course, it's because it's a game and it is not just books, it is not just words. Yeah. And also, in the end, the objectives of this intervention were achieved because we wanted them to construct sentences correctly, and they did. They were able to construct sentences with the correct structures. So it is also a source of motivation. They had fun while learning. They also had an encouragement, a sense of encouragement in them. They wanted to win. So when they want to win, they will do better. Yeah. And they also collaborated with each other. They were able to help with each other out during the implementation. They'll be like, oh, this one is this one, that one is wrong. You know, through teaching, through explaining to your friends, this is a way for them to improve through a period of time. Yeah. And the sense of competition among the pupils will also motivate them. And I believe that competition is something that will definitely help one's learning process. Yeah. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we had the 4 Cs and 1 V. They were able to collaborate with each other. And this was also successfully achieved with the PowerPuzz game. As I've mentioned earlier, this is not definitely the best tool for all teachers because there are limitations as well as we implemented the PowerPuzz game, where one of it would be time limitation. As you all know, 2020 was a very rushing year for us, where we wanted to rush the syllabus. We wanted to make sure all of the students can learn and this and that. And we were also worried about having no time due to impromptu MCOs, you know, like suddenly we have early holiday, right? So time limitations was definitely one of the things that we were worried of. we rushed the pupils to actually use the game, and it was really something which we regretted. But after a period of time, the pupils understood through proper explanation, and yeah, the implementation was successful in the end. Yeah, so I guess we need a lot of time. Whatever intervention we have, I guess time is literally the most important aspect which we have to consider. Yeah. And yeah, so this is a short video clip about the PowerPuzz game. Do you enjoy it? It's around 5 minutes, I think. So yeah.
Hi everyone. Today, my group comprises of Thomas Mason Lim Beng Ang and I, Darrel Wong Laser from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, would like to present about enhancing Year 4 primary pupils' sentence construction skills using PowerPuzz with quizzes. Without further ado, let us try to look deeper on why we choose to use PowerPuzz on our students. We realize that our pupils have common problems in mutual, which is they have wider range of vocabulary but not able to construct structurally correct sentences. For example, pupils know the vocabulary of kick and football. However, to make a sentence that conveys bola itu saya tendang, pupils could wrongly write it as the ball me kick instead of I kick the ball. Hence, pupils are not able to form the logical connections between what is written and what they intend to convey to the readers. This indirectly leads them to obtain poor results in their examinations often. Therefore, the objective of our innovation is to create a fun, challenging, and meaningful learning environment to encourage pupils to learn the correct sentence structures. At the same time, it is also to enhance Year 4 pupils' sentence construction skills using the game in PowerPuzz and quizzes. This innovation is created from the idea of having interactive writing activity digitally with the aid of using puzzles to enable pupils see the sentence patterns, hence constructing more accurate and meaningful sentences. In PowerPuzz, we prepared 4 sets of 6 MCQ questions. These sets are mainly focusing on SVO, SVOO, SVC, and SVOC. Before doing each set, pupils watch the teaching and learning video as an overview of the task they are doing. At the end of the 4 sets, pupils then have to complete the quizzes online as an enrichment. Quizzes is used supplementarily for PowerPuzz to show that pupils really understand the concept of the sentence patterns rather than misled by the shape of the puzzles. In order to prove the effectiveness of PowerPuzz, we had 40 participants from 2 different schools, mainly 20 pupils from Bintulu and another 20 pupils from Limbang.
From the findings gathered from the pre and post-test observation checklist and survey questionnaire, they showed a good triangulation of the effectiveness of the PowerPuzz game in enhancing pupils' sentence construction skills and also their motivation to learn and improve their language skills simultaneously. The pupils' sentence construction skills improved remarkably, where in the pre-test, 73% of the research participants scored less than 45%. However, in the post-test, 100% of them scored more than 65%. Based on the survey questionnaire, 93% of the research participants agreed that they had fun while playing the PowerPuzz game, and 100% of them know how to construct sentences correctly after using the PowerPuzz game. From the observation checklist, we saw that with the usage of the PowerPuzz game, the pupils were able to collaborate effectively with each other at all times. PowerPuzz is a game like no other because it trains pupils to remember effectively and retain their memory for a long period of time. It is different because we are digitalizing a practice which has always been done through old conventional chalk and talk methods. As the main user of the game, pupils will be able to learn how to construct sentences correctly and simultaneously develop their 4 C's and 1 V. Pupils can collaborate with each other when they use the game while learning, aside from competing with each other to create a fun yet challenging learning environment. For teachers or the society, PowerPuzz is more learner-centered, and thus teachers will only act as a facilitator, which is in accordance with the aspirations of the 21st century education system. In the aspect of commercializing the PowerPuzz game, it can be made available in soft copy and online for future purchases by any individual or interested institutions. We can guarantee a very cheap price because our aim is to ensure that the game benefits students everywhere in the world. To fully enjoy the PowerPuzz, click on the link provided in the description below to download. Have fun!
Hi everyone.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't let you scan that QR code yet because it's not for you. All right. So actually, with the PowerPuzz game, we participated in a competition recently. And this is our participation certificate. And it's called the INIIC competition. It's the International Invention and Innovative Competition. Yeah, we participated with our lecturer. All right, and this is our poster, which is actually something which you could have saw video. Um, book, and the book is called "Changing Lives in Brilliant Ways." It's the first chapter in the book, and this is something. Am I unstable? Which is very proud for us. And yeah, if you would like to read more, you can please scan this QR code. I mean, if you're interested. Nah? So I'll give you around 10 seconds to scan so that you can access the book. There are many chapters inside in case you are looking for, in ideas to create new innovations to help your students. If I'm not mistaken, there are around 14 chapters or 18 chapters inside the book. It's not only mine, there are many inside. So yeah. So we're all done. I'll go to the next one. So from the competition, we actually got the gold award where we managed to be around the top 8, I think. So yeah, we actually got a gold award with the PowerPuzz game. Yeah. So now here comes the fun part. Please have your phones ready, scan this QR code, and we are going to have some fun. Bear in mind, there will be prizes for you. Based on the time, I think we can do 2 or 3. I'm not sure. All right, so yeah. So please scan the QR code and then it will bring you to a quizzes page. All right, I'll stop this first. All right, these are all the participants. The code is 276769. Ready? Ready? 3, 2. So many. Ayo, so many. Ayo, ayo. 1. Oh, go countdown. Sorry. Start answering on your phone. Very good. Everyone done? Everyone done? I think some people are answering. These three teachers, congratulations, you have won yourself a gift from the Salus organizers, and they will contact you later for your gift, right, Hisham?
So yeah, so the first will be Cikgu Jen Ting.
Yes, a good Jane thing.
Second one will be Rebecca.
Yes, Rebecca.
Rebecca,
Maybe you can
and
get
then
the school.
yeah, I think we need the full name. Cikgu
Yeah,
Rebecca.
Cikgu Jane Ting. Can you please give us your full name and school so that we can contact you? Right.
So we
Then
move to Q&A session.
Before and hold on, a bit more.
All right.
A bit more. All right, and then I'll share screen. All right. Okay. All right, you can all see, right? All right, congratulations to the winners. Yeah, those three just now. So just a little bit of self-promotion. I may look shameless here. This is actually a page of mine. Cikgu Ras, don't laugh at me. Hiya, very shy, you know. This is my Facebook page. It's called Mr. Tom's English Room. I just started it this year. So I would really appreciate it if you can also scan this QR code to like my page. I don't aim to earn money or anything. I just want, it's a source of motivation for me to do better. I create contents like books for young learners as I teach many classes from the level one, from the first level one pupils. And yeah, I try to produce things like that for them to make it more interesting. And also I have come up with a few YouTube videos to help them learn words on a daily basis, especially now when they are not in school. So we want to help them learn the vocabularies which they're supposed to. Yeah, so if you can give me a like, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Cikgu Ras, thank you. I look forward to seeing your name there. All right, so I think that's all from me. If you have any questions, I can attend to them now. You can comment or you can unmute yourself and then I will answer accordingly.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. So now, open for Q&A session. Anyone like to
Right, I
ask
have
or
a
share
question.
something? All right, Madam Salbi.
Okay,
Yes, Madam Saldi.
Cikgu Thomas. Okay, what tool are you using to come up with the how to say with the games? Okay.
We used Microsoft PowerPoint. So just by using something which everyone has, it is a free tool, and we just program here and there, left and right, to create the game. So actually, most of the technical parts on that was done by Darrel. If you want me to explain about how to create it step by step, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I only did the paperwork part. Yeah, so it's actually PowerPoint. If you are interested, you can log on to YouTube, and there are many videos over there to teach you about how to create wheels of fortune. They teach you how to program. It's a little bit difficult in the beginning, but after some practice, I believe everyone can do that. PowerPoint is actually very good, teachers. Don't just view it as like software to create presentations. It's very useful. There are so many programs which you can use with PowerPoint. You can also record videos of yourself presenting if you don't want to, make complicated or sophisticated videos. Use PowerPoint. Very, very easy. Yeah. Thank you, Madam Salvi, for your question. Any more? I'll take a few more.
I have another one.
Ayo, okay, yeah. No give, no give. That was just joking. Hiya.
Okay, just now you already prepared for the set until 4, right? Are you
Yes.
planning to create more sets? Okay, later on.
Yes, that would be definitely something which we would do, as there are more sentence structures which you can explore, right? Like SVA, SVOA. There are things like that. So we plan to expand it. The reason why we only limited ourselves to 4 because we cannot be too ambitious, right? We want our learners to learn all of the standard structures in one go. So yeah, we just stopped at 4. But yeah, that will be done in the future, and we can share again. Maybe next year. I'll come
Okay,
back again.
I have another one.
Yes.
Instead of how to say sentence structure, do you have other grammar item that you people have created?
Oh, if you remember earlier on, I actually introduced a little bit about the talks clock. It's actually to teach auxiliary verbs of has and have. There's also a part of grammar because pupils actually get confused all the time. Like they'll be like, he have, but it's supposed to be he has, isn't it? So through that little clock, which has gone to so many places worldwide, and I believe that it has already helped. So a fact that I would like to share here today is that I am looking forward to collaborating with schools all over Sarawak. If you would love to invite me over or something, I can go to your school and share with your students. I would be really, really happy to do so. You can contact me anywhere, maybe through Facebook or something, as also my number. I can type it in the chat box here later on. I will be really happy to visit your schools and do sharing sessions. I can do with your teachers and also students. I can bring the PowerPuzz game so that, yeah, you can use it in your school to teach your students. Just for free, no payment. Because the PowerPuzz game, we actually uploaded it onto a website for purchase. That was for commercialization kind of like perspective for the competition. But then if you want to have it for free, we are more than happy to do so. Thank you, Madam Salby.
All right.
Oh, we have another question from
Okay.
Cikgu Gary. Yes, Cikgu Gary.
Yeah, but I guess that will be the last for
Yeah.
this session, right?
Yep. The last one.
Congrats, both of you from same school, is it? From Rahima Abdul Razak. She asking
Who's
me
from
and
the same
you.
school? Me?
No, we are not.
No, we're not. Cikgu Gary, you have a question? Do you want to turn on your microphone?
I think he's asking about you and your partner, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, me?
Yes,
Me, is
you
it?
and yeah.
No, no, I'm not from, we are not from the same school. Cikgu Darrel is in Limbang. I'm in Bintulu. We actually met through, because we are classmates, we're doing our master studies together. Yeah, so that's where we met. We are not from the same school. We conducted the research in our own respective schools, and then the results, after we triangulated, we compared the results obtained. The results are the same, meaning to say that, yeah, it is effective. We are not from the same school.
All right.
I think if there's no question, we just end this session over here.
Yeah.
Isham?
Yeah, it looks like we've run out of time, so I guess we'll
Yeah.
finish it here. So I believe we have covered.
Thank you, Cikgu James. Keep up the good job.
Yeah. Thank you, Cikgu James.
Cikgu James?
Cikgu Thomas, oh my gosh.
Cikgu
Cikgu Thomas, okay. Yeah, sorry, oh my God.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
No problem. Thank you.
Congratulations, okay. Keep up the good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So I believe.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I believe that we've covered everything on the list. So if no one has anything else to add, then I think we'll wrap this up. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining us today. Feel really grateful to have Mr. Thomas Mason Lim. All right. So before we end, I might need everyone to on the video and we can have a photo session before we leave. All right. So everyone just on. Wow, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Yep, it's a photo session.
Fantastic.
Okay, so can we start now, Mr. James? Sorry, Mr. James. Mr. Thomas?
I can change name, don't worry.
All right. Okay, so everyone, first shot will be piece, two piece.
Oh, wow, like that.
All right. Everyone. Okay, wait first. All right, everyone. One. Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, two thumbs up. Two thumbs up. Two thumbs up.
What happened? What happened? What?
Okay, two thumbs up. Mr. Thomas, two thumbs up.
Okay. Oh, two
All
thumbs
right.
up.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Before we end, don't hesitate to join our website, Sellers 2020. All right. Thank you so much for everyone. I think that's all for today. Assalamualaikum. A very good day to everyone. All right. Bye-bye, teachers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
Cikgu Salbi.
Bye.
Thank you for the sharing.
Bye, Cikgu Salbi.
Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Which